In a rare game where the Leafs allow less than 3 or 4 or 5 goals, Saturday night, after a really not great Friday night, the Toronto Maple Leafs on the second half of a back-to-back actually won a game. And I want to talk about the 2 games this weekend because Toronto had a 2-0 lead over Washington. They blew it, and they blew it in the most Leaf style possible, which is just terrible defensive coverage. And it's so funny because on Saturday, I thought their defensive coverage was just as terrible, but Dennis Hildeby stood on his head, and no, they got pinned and pinned.
They got pinned a few times, and Pittsburgh did nothing with it.
That's where they got lucky.
Well,
or it's Berube hockey.
So this is what I was struggling with, because the Penguins were, I mean, let's just say it, very unimpressive on Saturday night.
I mean, listen, beware of October teams, man.
Well,
beware.
The Penguins look a lot more like what I expected.
Yeah.
And the Capitals also look a lot more like what I expected, and they had opposite starts, right? But it was a weird night where we got to see, I think, the best possible performance, the type of game every one of those players needs to play, all on the same night. Like, and they weren't perfect either. Like Max Domi's, I thought, was perfect. Took a penalty, 0 rating, 2 assists. Hell yeah, Max Domi hat trick. Let's go.
Yeah, penalty and 2 assists does sort of fit him, and a 0.
The third line, which heading into the season was always going to be one of the most important for the whole equation, because their bottom 6 has been terrible. You've opted to not spend as much on star power, and you're going for depth. Well, that all falls apart when the depth is shit, doesn't it? Right?
And it was shit on Friday.
Yeah. And Watt, Joshua, McMahon all get goals, all look great. Joshua in particular against the Penguins.
And he sat the previous game.
He did.
I have to tell you, I think Matthias Micheli's days are numbered here.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think, like, when you saw...
Yarncroke, too.
When you saw that third line kind of come together, I think you can switch Yarncroke in with any of the guys on the fourth line, and you can, do that if you've got a maintenance day or something.
You make $2 million, get out of here.
Okay.
Is that too much in your eyes?
I don't think
yes,
because I think in this new cap world, like, that's $1 million to me.
Yeah. I think next year, yes. This year, no. Get out of here.
But like, you're moving him out for what? To save $2 million to do what?
Bring in a better player.
Well,
who is that?
Then you got to spend the money to get you got to spend assets to get the better player, which I don't think they should do, and I think you don't either.
Yeah, that's correct.
You don't want to save this team, so I think
but a different type.
You hold a guy like Callie because you're going to have injuries.
Fine.
A guy like Matthias Micheli,
can't have 2 of them.
They've tried Matthias Micheli on every line. Like Calle Yarncroke, I know what he does. Matthias Micheli, I'm like, literally, what do you do here? You can't score. You're not skating very well. You're not. You make the occasional play. You can see some vision there, but like, are we really like, oh man, we really need Matthias Micheli's? He's not like the one thing about Max Domi, not a perfect player, takes dumb penalties. I totally get that.
Yeah,
has vision. Has great vision. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that vision is a little too much, as you get with playmakers, even like Mitch Marner, where they try to force a play, and Max does do that. But I look at Matthias Micheli and I'm like, it would be nice if you attempted one. Mm-hmm. I don't know what you do here.
He's playing way too safe, and he's gotten tighter and tighter as the season has gone. At the beginning of the season, it looked like that was a guy, right? I still think he's a guy. I just don't know if he's the right guy for this team.
The asset you paid for him kills me.
Third
round pick is so much.
That goes to a second, by the way.
It does it. What are the conditions?
I think it's like if he scores 50 points, which they are not in danger of.
Upgrades to so it's a 2027 third, and it upgrades to a 2029 second if Toronto makes the playoffs this year and Micheli records 50 points.
Well, he's not going to do that.
I think you're good.
You're safe.
I think we're good. Yeah.
You're safe.
I think you're good.
Yep.
So it's a third, but that amount for a player who right now is unusable when everybody's healthy because there's no fit for him. Like that kills me a little.
So I think it was on Saturday, it was mentioned the Mammoth are looking to do business, or I can't remember who said it and where. And I was like, well, that's someone Brad has made a deal with. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, it's kind of a shitty deal.
Yeah.
Maybe don't. I don't know.
No, you look at that and how they spent the cap space they got when Marner left.
Yep.
And it's such a disappointment because that was the whole idea. If you're going to lose Marner, you better utilize that space to bring in at least a couple different people who can fill in all the parts. And he's failed to do that.
Yeah.
Yes. And I, again, am bashing my head against the wall when people are like, well, you wanted a gritty team. Here it is. And I'm like, okay, you don't watch.
Nobody asked for Matthias Michelli zero-sum anything.
Or no, it's
on
just
the
zero
ice.
effort.
Yeah,
Zero effort.
Like nothing supplying for any side of this.
But
this
even
team.
like I like Nick Waugh. He struggled at times. I think he fits in now. But like Dakota Joshua, everyone's like, well, you wanted grit. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Mhm.
And then
The way he was playing, there was no grit.
well, yeah, and then he's put together a few shifts recently where he's like mucking it up in front and it generates some offense. You're like, okay, that's something. Then he's healthy scratch. Then in Pittsburgh, what does he do? Flies off the bench his first or second shift of the game, blows up Matt Tumba, and you're like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And it
then
keeps going.
And then had that goal, which was phenomenal, like you mentioned.
Yes.
And I think that's the thing. Like, that was the Dakota Joshua I was so pumped about getting.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if we got that guy every game, I think their record might be a little different.
And Canucks fans have said, this is kind of how he is, though. Sometimes he needs a coach to smack him in the pants and get him going.
If
that's what it takes.
there's nothing wrong with getting a guy who can elevate in the playoffs, except for
If you don't get
you
there.
have to make it.
Yeah.
And they're still a ways away.
Yeah. And I think, but it was great to see him have a great game. It was great to see that third line have an identity. As you know, we were talking about the two guys sitting out, Yarncroke and Michelli. I love the fourth line. This is the first time in the Matthews era that I've liked the Leafs fourth line this much. It's Lawton, it's Lorentz, and it's one of Yarncroke or Robertson.
Is Robertson a capable depth guy now?
Well, he skates like mad. And
Yes.
and he tries, and he's got the one thing about Robertson, it's the same thing they say about Cowan, is that he's got a motor.
Oh,
He
yeah.
doesn't stop. And his feet, the one thing about Robertson too skating is that it's clear that he doesn't have a lot on the ice if he stops skating. So if your feet stop, you're dead.
He's like a shark.
Yeah. But if he doesn't stop his feet the entire time he's out there, he's whizzing around, that's when he's his most effective. I'd say the same about Dakota Joshua, who is objectively not as fast as Robertson.
Mm-hmm.
But the second he stops moving his feet, he stops being valuable. And I think you're seeing these guys sort of start to get like, no, you got to move all the time, short shifts, and then get off.
That's why they've been getting killed off the rush, is if you watch their forwards in the neutral zone, they're just standing there.
Yes. Yep.
And it's killing them.
And I know people
there was none of that against Pittsburgh.
I was tweeting about that. I like they did get pinned in their own zone a few times. And I saw the third line got pinned, I think, for 90 seconds at one point or whatever. And it doesn't really matter exactly what it was, but people got mad at me because I was saying, like, listen, it hasn't led to any goals yet, but the defensive sequences still need a ton of work here. People are like, you're just mad they're being outshot. I'm like, I'm not mad they're winning, but I would like them to continue to win and to continue to win against really good teams. And let's be honest, Pittsburgh is not supposed to be. If they outperform every expectation and everything goes great. Listen, if Pittsburgh's supposed to make the playoffs, why are they discussing a trade with Edmonton right now for one of their starting
Well,
goaltenders?
to be
Right?
fair, like when all this happened at the beginning of the season, I think it was Penguins fans who were like, yeah, we're just happy to be here.
Oh, it's not Pens fans. It was Leafs fans that were getting on me. Like, why don't you just enjoy it? I'm like, I do. I love watching them win. The thing about it is I'd like them to string more than one together.
Yeah.
And to do that,
they've done this a few times.
and you're gonna have to figure out why you have such a hard time conceding your own blue line. Like, one of the things that really got them against Washington is Toronto would get across the red line into the Washington zone. They either wouldn't get it deep enough or they would and wouldn't corral it. And then Washington reloads, fires it back down the ice, and they're off.
They just didn't do the work against Washington.
I felt like they had the talent. I mean, they were up 2-0. They could have won that game.
They didn't do the work. Whereas like Pittsburgh,
They didn't stop against Pittsburgh.
Oh boy. That was a great combination of, like, one of the big criticisms of the Leafs is they're the second hardest working team nearly every game. They outwork the shit out of Pittsburgh, but I think that's a team you can outwork, especially along the wall. They're like, I think it was which goal was it? Nyes. It was the first or second goal. Nyes is outnumbered in the zone like 3-1, and like there's Carlson doing Carlson things, and there's a couple other guys, and like if you don't try against Nyes, I'm sorry, you're dead.
Yeah.
They don't do what you need to do. It's crazy that team plays the way they do with Sidney Crosby in their locker room. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
It was the Nyes goal. It's the first goal, or not the Nyes goal, the OEL goal, where Nyes goes into the corner, and there's 4 Penguins on the screen here, and he comes away with this puck and sends it over to the open space, and the OEL corrals it, and they end up scoring on this play. Like, that's what you need out of the Leafs. And okay, it's a bad opponent, but at least they're showing the things they got to do against the good and bad opponents.
Yeah, well, and they do something smart off this play too, where Cowan flies in, I think, off the bench as a decoy. He might have been an option, but I thought it was as a decoy. I think it's Wotherspoon follows him, and yeah, there he is coming into the shot right now. So he takes Wotherspoon with him. There's a rebound, and that allows for an open space. OEL just whoop.
Yeah.
Buries it,
but that all
Sheila's wasn't very good.
That's all done through the work of Nyes initially, keeping that puck in the zone and taking the Penguins on 1-on-3.
Like, look at EK, man.
Well, and I also got to
EK,
say,
bro.
dude, Ryan Graves is shocking on defense.
No, they don't have a good decor.
No.
Well, and like Kevin Hayes on your top line. I don't know. He had an okay assist, but like it's Sid. I don't know, man. Like, I want them to do well. I do. I genuinely do. I think I've made that clear.
You're trying to temper your expectations because the Penguins aren't a very good team.
Right?
Yeah.
And like, the Leafs, by the way, the Leafs are worse than them.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Who's the bad opponent in this equation? The Toronto Maple Leafs.
Oh, the Leafs. Yeah. Like, I looked at the schedule last year, and I looked at every game and said the Leafs can win this game.
Mm-hmm.
Here's, and I would think about how they win this game. I'm looking at the schedule after this because I was ready to call for everyone's head if they lose that game.
Yep.
And I'm looking at the schedule after this and going, okay, they can lose that one. Yeah, they'll probably lose that one. Odds are they lose that one. So I'm looking at it totally differently. And I'm purely going off of what I've seen.
Yeah.
So it's up to them to change the narrative.
Well, and it was interesting hearing Berube's post-game comments because he backed up what I tweeted. He said, we get pinned in our own zone.
That's because he saw your tweet.
Yeah, he was like, man, Adam Wylde, so brilliant. He's the next guy.
Mm-hmm.
After me, it's Adam Wylde, and he will get the $11 million contract. So I've only got so many more.
What?
He's got 11 million more to go on his contract. Berube does.
Oh, in total.
In
right?
total, yeah,
Okay.
not a year. I think he makes $4 or $5 million a year.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Or maybe 3 or 4.
What was the tweet?
Yeah. It was essentially, I'm paraphrasing because I've lost it here, but he basically said one of the things that's bothering him, sticking in his craw, is that he's not seeing them with their clean defensive zone exits. We get pinned, is what he said. And so, what do you do about that? And I think obviously we're assuming Oliver Ekman-Larsson is okay. We don't know because they won't give anybody a timeline.
They're in deep shit if he's not.
Yeah, 9-game point streak he's on. He's been unbelievable for them.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like, and I finally, we have finally found Morgan Riley a defense partner again.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a scenario here where if they just clean up, that's like bad teams usually. The problems are myriad, right? Where isn't the boat leaking? With Toronto, you got 2 very, very good performances from Joe Woll and Dennis Hildeby. You're not even worried about Anthony Stolarz coming back because Hildeby looks really good.
Hildeby's a guy.
He is a guy.
He's a guy. That's an NHL goalie.
And you're scoring goals again. Austin is performing again, which is key. Matthew Nyes, I think, is one of the league leaders in 5-on-5 assists, which is insane.
It's weird. Like, I don't know.
It's not like Austin scored the lights out this year.
Yeah, I don't know if he's like this great playmaker, but he just does things that gets him in the mix.
He digs pucks out like Hyman did, right?
Yeah.
And that leads to assists too. And you don't have to have Mitch Marner's vision to create assists.
Right.
I think if they could clean that up, they're going to win 75-80% of their games the rest of the way because you got strong, sturdy goaltending. You've got scoring.
Number.
Well, they're among the league leaders in goals for. Like, you can't tell me that it's not there. It is there. But I just, for me, it's always been between the ears, right? They have 84 or 85 goals. The only teams ahead of them are the Canes, which is surprising because it's the Canes.
Them and Calgary like spat in the face of hockey last night.
Yeah. So the Canes, Capitals, Ducks, Stars, and Avs are the only teams that have scored more goals than the Leafs.
Man,
That's it.
I look
But
at
they're
them
among
on
the
paper-
league, the bottom 5 teams in goals allowed.
I look at them on paper and it's still not making any sense.
No,
It's not. Listen.
I want this to be good. I'm dying for it to be good. Jesse's laughing at me here.
You guys are really trying to will this thing.
Yes, I
back
am.
into
I'm
existence.
coping hard.
And
Coping hard.
I don't think it's a bad hockey team. I don't think it's division winning at all. And I think when you look at the team and what they've had to put out there in terms of lineups because of the injuries and how they've played, I think that is the reality of this team. But I also don't think they're 30th in the NHL.
Yeah.
Where they
No,
were.
Are they a
not-
playoff team in your mind? Like a
it's not
low-ranking playoff team?
I think they're fighting for 7-8 spots. Like they're somewhere between 7 and 10.
They're not playing like it, but yeah, absolutely they are. Which is why, like, I'm flabbergasted. Like, I don't get what we've seen this year. I don't. They got to string a few of these together, man. They got to have. When was their last good week?
Oh, they haven't had one this
Yeah,
season.
that doesn't exist.
They
For this
won.
season.
They did have 1 3-game winning streak, and
That was the beginning of November.
They looked like shit in 2 of them.
It was
Yeah.
ugly.
It was against
Like-
one of them. I think was against. Was it not Pittsburgh, Columbus, and somebody else? Or
Yeah, they had the Pittsburgh comeback. They beat up Utah. That was nice.
Oh, that was that was the best game of the season. I think.
Yes, it
until
was.
the Pittsburgh game.
And there was another one in there I don't remember.
Yeah. One
That's-
thing I will give the Leafs, and this could turn around their season, is last year they rode goaltending for a while. You know, we called it Berube hockey, but a lot of that too is having a good goaltender that's able to keep the play even though you're getting outshot to oblivion.
Yep.
And Joseph Wall looks incredible, and Hildeby looks like he can do a thing too. So if they get that level of goaltending that they didn't get early in this season, maybe that is a way they can turn the page, because Stallers, when he was in there, was shaky. You know, like after first couple starts, and he calls out the team, he wasn't good after that. And who knows how long he's going to be out, because he hasn't been on the ice, and it's scary.
Dregs asked and said specifically this morning on TSN radio that he was given 0 timeline and that it's going to be a while.
Yeah.
So whatever happened, he was playing injured.
Smart money is he returns to form, but like,
who knows
when?
Yeah. And when he initially went out, it was day to day.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be, oh, you'll miss a couple games, he'll be back. And now it's like, looks like it's going to be months long. So
There was a Mike Stevens tweet responding to, oh yeah, they don't think Oliver Ekman-Larsson's injury is serious. And he's like, this is code for Oliver Ekman-Larsson is dead.